Good day. So, just checking to see if things are going live. Okay, I'm seeing it's live, but I don't see a video. Okay, now I see a video. And I think I might have gotten closed captions to work. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so welcome. This is the Tuesday live stream. No questions in the comments and or discussion forums. So this will probably be a short live stream. But just want to touch on a couple of topics that are relevant for today. First off, Georgia View, which is our learning management system. Okay, it's our branded. It's D2L. It is going live with Duo or a two-factor authentication system. And of course, as predicted, this got quite a few comments from students. And of course, kind of why on earth are we doing this? This is annoying. And yeah, it's definitely annoying. So like all multi-factor authentication systems, let's see how we can talk. The idea is to actually prove that you are you. You don't want someone gaining access to it. Good strong password, of course, absolutely critical. I personally use a password manager. I think most security folks I've heard, that is now the default advice. Use really insanely complicated passwords for most use sites, all totally unique, ones that there's no way on earth you're ever going to remember, but then use a password manager for you to actually handle that. I use the ones built into Firefox. There's 1.5 billion different password managers out there, so whatever floats your boat. But someone can still get your password, especially since my college tends to make you use the same password for a lot of things. We have this unified system, which is really helpful, where you have the one password and get you into everything, but then you have to enter the same dumb password again. So it's like, there, I've logged into Unify. Now I can go to Georgia View, and it asks me for the same password. Gee, thanks. This apparently is due to a glitch that they had found where you could get into Georgia View without actually typing in a password. I don't quite know the details, but my understanding is this was closing a loophole or security risk. And now they're adding the multi-factor, which now all of a sudden means you need to have your password and your phone, which is a much better chance that you're not going to get both. Of course, this is a lower risk area. Honestly, I think they should have implemented it on email first, or maybe there is the option of multi-factor on the student email that I'm not familiar with. For faculty, Duo was introduced to our email well in advance. So we've been dealing with that for a while. Actually, got introduced to our paycheck first. And of course, email's big because we do so much communication with email. And it officially is, it treats it as it's your signature. You do things officially with email. So you wouldn't want somebody getting hold of that. But of course, this would be, if your scorned lover learns your password and decides to make a bad time for you by uploading obscenities to the assignment drop boxes, which, if that happened with one of my students, I would be very crabby if I, got a nasty comments in the assignment box, and at which point this is make sure it doesn't happen. So you would not want that to occur. So of course, it's going to add a bit of security. It does add a bit of a nuisance, unfortunately, but it's definitely nowhere near on the order of magnitude of having an account compromised. Which I've had friends with email accounts compromised. I had one. He's since passed away. This was years ago, where he had his Gmail account and it got stolen, and everyone got an email saying, "Hey, I'm in England and I've lost my wallet," and it's like, yeah, no, we know good and well this is not you. And the person, he never got his email account back. The person had changed the passwords, changed the setting. He just had to create a new email account. Thankfully, that the person didn't steal any other accounts, because once you get access to your email, ooh, then you can do forgot password to your bank account kind of thing, and oh, that can get ugly. So email, definitely make sure that's protected like really strongly. So yeah, that's Georgia View. Definitely with the new Duo, a useful feature, albeit definitely an annoying one. The joy of security. If there weren't bad people, the world would be a better place. Next point, bringing up, this is kind of getting back some concept map feedback to students. I am sorry, I am dreadfully slow on grading. I am an absolute snail. So generally speaking, if you're one of my students and you're getting concept maps back, basically nothing in the feedback, which you should be seeing in the grade section. So once you go to grades, you should be able to see any feedback I provide. A perfect score and nothing there, hey, that was good. Or maybe even a looks good, something like that. It depends. Sometimes I put a looks good. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I'll just leave it blank. It's good. It's good. Obviously, if you got points off, I'll put in some feedback of why, what I was looking for that was lacking. Basically, the more feedback you get, the more problems there was. Now, sometimes I will also, you get a perfect score, but I will still put feedback there. And that's basically meaning you got the top score, barely. I almost cut that back because with concept maps, I do a fairly coarse grading. It's usually either 100%, 80%, or 60%. So that means you were more closer to that 100% than you were the 80. But you definitely weren't completely at the 100% if I'm starting to put feedback like, needs more this or needs more that. So that, that does mean you need to go next time, fluff it out because next time you might not be close enough. Especially the early maps, I'm a little bit more forgiving when I grade those. So yeah, that's kind of the general feedback on the concept maps. Generally, they're going to have a lot of bubbles, so lots of nice information. So coming up, hey, we're just kind of starting that mid-semester cruise. So it's always that kind of first few weeks is just this insanity taking place. Just trying to get everything done you need done, get everything started, especially, this being fall 2020, doing as many labs as quickly as possible, just in case, school would close. That's not looking like that's going to happen at this point, but, no one knows what's going to happen in the future. That said, though, cramming those out in the lab classes, and then now we're getting ready to just kind of in that cruise. Kind of the middle of the semester is, a little bit more chill. Everyone gets in the rhythm. And things should be going great until November, in which case it'll start going in semester, and in which case it's like, everything's due now because now is the end, and thus it has to be due. Otherwise, things are, the class is over, so it can't be due after that. So there's always a crunch at the end, crunch at the beginning, and the middle is this nice kind of smooth pattern. So things should be going on fairly smoothly there. Otherwise, yeah, not much going on this week. Once again, as I mentioned earlier, there weren't any questions in the discussion forums, so, nothing for me to go over in particular, nor comments. Yeah, so with that said, have a wonderful day. And if you're one of my students watching, then feel free to, I'll see you in class or on WebEx because, 2020. For those of you watching who are not, thank you for perusing the channel, and I hope things go well for you. So with that said, have a wonderful evening, and I'm going to sign off.